GMC dealers. Now on WKRG News 5.
Breaking news, Mobile City Council member CJ Small was shot in the face during a trip to South Africa. Plus, a fatal crash late last night claimed 2 lives. Hear from rescuers who were unable to save them from the blaze.
It's been a lot less humid on this Sunday, but will the humidity stay away? I'll let you know in your forecast coming up.
And upgrades coming to the Mobile Botanical Gardens with hopes of increasing foot traffic there.
From WKRG News 5, the Gulf Coast news leader. The news starts now.
Good evening, I'm Ashley Knight. Thanks for joining us. Breaking news into our newsroom now. Mobile City Council member CJ Small has been shot in the face while on a trip to South Africa. This is a developing story, and the News 5 team is working on gathering more information. But for what we do know now, we go live to Jacqueline Quinn in our newsroom. Jackie, what's the latest?
Ashley, just a short while ago, I talked with a family member of CJ Small, and she told us he was shot in the face when his tour bus was ambushed yesterday in South Africa. CJ Small was on a trip in Johannesburg, South Africa, to attend a funeral director and mortician convention. As you may know, his background is in funeral services. He owns a mortuary, or several of them, around Mobile. Now, he was traveling with a group of people when his bus was robbed at gunpoint. Small is listed in stable condition and is currently being treated at a hospital in Johannesburg. That family member we talked to says he is recovering, and they are waiting on word to see when he can travel safely back to the U.S. Our news team was at a dedication ceremony earlier and spoke with other local leaders about this tragic news.
I'm just hearing the news. It's a very sad situation. I'm not sure of any details, but my thoughts and prayers is with CJ and his family. He's a very good person in our community. He's always helping people and extending a hand. And anytime any news like that happens, it's a very, very sad situation. So we're praying for him.
This is their 3rd year going. Councilman Smalls have been a member of that group for the last 3 years, every year that they've gone. There were other people who were hurt in the process of this. We don't have all the details yet. All we know that it was possibly a robbery on their way to a flea market on a tourist bus. But we know that his injuries are not life-threatening.
Once again, CJ have helped so many people. So for him to be in need, it's almost like you want to do something. And if it would have happened in the States, I think a lot of us would have responded or could respond differently. But being that he's out of the country, it's mind-boggling to be able to control your feelings and your emotions.
And according to Munnerlyn, or Reverend Munnerlyn, CJ's sister was also on the trip and hurt from glass, although he says CJ Small was the only one who was shot, and he's thankful he's in stable condition. Now, the family member I was talking to says the FBI is investigating this incident both here and abroad. We're still talking to more friends and family, and we'll have more for you tonight in the newsroom. Jacqueline Quinn, News 5.
All right, thanks, Jackie. The City Council as a whole released this statement this afternoon on the shooting. Members of the City Council are aware of the incident in South Africa. They're relieved that Councilman Small is in stable condition and are praying for speedy recovery. The mayor also released a statement saying, based upon what we know about his condition, I encourage everyone to pray for his full and complete recovery. Our thoughts and prayers are also with CJ's family. We stand ready to assist them. The City Council is also directing citizens in District 3 with any problems to contact council members Fred Richardson and Levon Manzi. We will continue to follow this story. Tune in tonight at 10 for more information, and follow WKRG.com for the latest. In other news now, 2 people are dead following a head-on collision on Pascagoula Road last night. State troopers say speed may have been a factor. As News 5's Chad Petrie reports, neighbors tried their best to save lives as the cars burned on the street.
Emergency crews crowded the street at the corner of Old Pascagoula Road and Sunnyside Drive. Sunday morning, a tow truck driver came to pick up bits of belongings left behind after a horrific crash.
It gets to you. Makes you think.
And people really tried to get them out. They just couldn't do it. There were people out there trying to get these people out of the car, and they couldn't because of the fire, and they couldn't get the stupid door open.
Neighbors say some of them went out there and grabbed just common household fire extinguishers to try to put out the burning cars themselves, but it just wasn't enough.
You're not thinking in the moment. You know, it's instinct. You're trying to get the fire out, really, honestly. And then that's when you realize, oh, you know, we could have probably busted the windows, and we did end up busting the windows. It was just too late.
People nearby say the loud crash of 2 cars brought them out of their homes just before 9 Saturday night. One of the cars burst into flames, and 2 people inside were killed. Just some trash and tracks were left behind Sunday morning as neighbors wonder what can be done to make sure this doesn't happen again.
But there could be some things done to improve visibility on this road as well, possibly, because visibility on this road at night is absolutely horrendous.
Neighbors say crashes like this are thankfully rare along this part of Old Pascagoula Road. In Mobile, Chad Petrie, News 5.
Now, homeowners say they were told by investigators at least one of the cars collided at a high rate of speed. We were told at the scene Saturday night a third person in the accident was hurt but not killed. News 5 has not received any updates on that person's condition. We are closing in on the final performances of the Hangout Music Festival. The headliner this evening is Florence and the Machine, but music lovers will get to hear Lenny Kravitz and his guitar, plus the voice of Ellie Goulding, leading up to Florence's performance. Yesterday, there was a schedule shakeup after headliner Calvin Harris was forced to drop out after being in a car accident. Panic at the Disco filled in for him and got rave reviews from fans at the festival. A special ceremony this afternoon on what was formerly known as Joel Court. It was a groundbreaking and a street naming ceremony. The street will now be known as Hawaii Court in memory of Hawaii Robinson, the 8-year-old who was killed in 2014. And it wasn't just a street naming, but the groundbreaking on a new apartment complex, Bay Estates. Hawaii's family was there for the ceremony, and the feelings are still raw.
She wasn't here long, and she was so small, but she had the power to touch this community, a lot of people in the community. And she the most important thing, she brought people together.
It was downriding. They say it was asbestos field. They say it was an eyesore to the community. We own the property that's adjacent to it, and so we got into a negotiation with the company that owned it, and we made agreement with them that we would get it and clean it up and do something with it.
The event also had live music and games for kids. We will have more tonight at 10. Turning now to state politics, one local lawmaker says he's concerned about secrecy in the governor's office. This week, we learned that those on Governor Bentley's staff had to sign a confidentiality agreement. Then the practice began in August 2014, just days after the governor learned there were explicit audio recordings of him talking to his political advisor and alleged mistress, Rebecca Mason. State Senator Rusty Glover says the non-disclosure agreements are troublesome.
That was surprising. That's nothing that we've heard before. This was something that was exposed. I've never heard any talk about anything like that. So I think that is something that's very concerning.
He says it's a normal practice. Do you see something like that as a normal practice?
I've never heard of that before.
The governor says the confidentiality agreements were the idea of his then chief of staff, Seth Hammett. Well, we had picture-perfect weather outside today, and it looks like we'll be seeing a lot more of it. Here's meteorologist Thomas Gieboy with your forecast.
That's right. This weekend, absolutely gorgeous. A little hot yesterday. Today, though, we lowered that humidity a little bit, and our high temperatures just a little bit lower, which made for an absolutely beautiful day. Seeing just a little bit of cloud coverage, kind of thin clouds, but as we head into this evening, we'll start to see those kind of move out of the area. But as we're saying right now, 83 degrees, but that dew point yesterday, we were seeing dew points in the 70s. Right now into the lower 60s on top of the WKRG studio. So we're going to continue to see that go down as well. Satellite and radar picture across the entire Gulf of Mexico. Everything looking nice and quiet. Furthest rain all the way to our south, so no worries there. But as we plan out the rest of your evening, temperature is going to be nice and comfortable tonight, so 66 by midnight. And we'll start the week comfortable, and we'll have more on that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, coming up, it may look like fun, but these folks were painting for a purpose. We'll tell you what for coming up next.
Come to McConnell and save your 15% off one of these GMC Sierras.
You know what? MeTV needs more me. I didn't do it. I would remember if I had.
You have an excellent memory.
What do you think? Ginger, Mary Ann, or me? One of these days, Ralph, bang, zoom! You know what? That might be too much me, even for MeTV.
Weekdays at 5 on MeTV Gulf Coast.
Reintroducing Arby's 2 for $6 beef and turkey gyro. No, gyro? The gyro? Mediterranean tacos. Arby's, we have the meat.
Let Terry Thompson take you home and see for yourself how you're treated like family.
And now get massive May savings on every new Terry Thompson Chevrolet car, truck, and SUV in stock.
And for your next new Chevy, let Terry Thompson take you home.
At Rooms to Go, Memorial Day starts right now with incredible store-wide savings. The kind of savings you really appreciate when you see them in every furniture category. Get irresistible prices on living rooms, bedrooms, dining rooms. And to make buying even easier, you can finance interest-free for 60 months until June 2021. Are you getting the picture? Celebrate Memorial Day today with great buys on beautiful new furniture and finance interest-free for 5 years. That's 5 years. Right now at Rooms to Go.
No way, it's a Chevy.
It's the Chevy Memorial Day sale. Time to get the crossover that's right for you. Trax, Equinox, or Traverse.
It's very impressive.
It's awesome.
This is incredible.
It'll be a good road trip car. The Wi-Fi is cool.
It's fancy.
I love it.
Get more than you expect for less than you imagine during the Chevy Memorial Day sale.
Current qualified GM lessees can get this Chevy Equinox LT for around $199 a month.
My gosh, I need this car.
A race, Barry, to see who's the fastest man alive.
The Flash, Tuesday at 7 on the CW55.
Welcome back. In downtown Mobile this afternoon, folks were gathering at the Carnival Museum to have some fun, but they want you to know they're painting for a purpose. The abstract painting event was a fundraiser for leukemia and the Lymphoma Society. It is part of a year-long campaign to raise money for research. There were professional artists on hand to help and instruct. A replica of the Vietnam Memorial Wall is being taken down right now at Battleship Park after being on display for the past week. The wall was part of the Blue Star Salute Weekend celebration at the park. Yesterday, reenactors played out the famous flag raising at Iwo Jima, and a wreath drop took place on board the USS Alabama. The ceremony was enjoyed by veterans and service members, but it is a reminder for the public about next weekend.
I know Memorial Day is a very important day for families. You know, they can do a barbecue, they can go to the beach. But I would ask all the people who are hearing my voice is to, whatever you do on Memorial Day, take a minute to think about those many service men and women who have died in the service of our country.
News 5's own Bill Riles was the commentator of the ceremony, which honored all veterans past and present. Blue Star Weekend is just wrapped up at Battleship Park, but you can visit the memorials at the park any day of the week from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Coming up, the botanical gardens in Mobile are getting an upgrade in hopes of creating a new hotspot in the city.
And the beautiful weather continues to start the week. Your forecast is coming up on News 5.
The Vascular Center presents the new you. No more varicose veins. Call the Vascular Center today, 445-0075, or visit mobilevascular.com.
Summer is just a few weeks away, and Chavez in Chickasaw has selected a new line of outdoor furniture made in Canada. Whether you select an Adirondack chair, pub height table and chair, or living room group, all the products have a lifetime warranty. Use stainless screws, guaranteed not to rot, split, or crack, and come in 15 different colors. At the beach or on the patio, you'll be pleased with years of carefree use. Come in and take a look at the great colors, construction, and place your order for today. Chavez in Chickasaw.
At UJ Chevrolet, you get free 5-year, 100,000-mile warranties, free maintenance for 2 years, and now just announced 1.9% on the best conditioned vehicles on the coast. Most makes, most models, including GMC SUVs and trucks and Buicks. Many starting under $10,000. Visit UJChevy.com for the entire inventory. Find new roads to Mobile's only certified pre-owned Chevy dealer at UJChevy.com and UJ Chevrolet, Mobile's oldest GM dealer serving the coast for over 75 years. Airport east of Schillinger Road.
Get the most accurate forecast with the WKRG News 5's First Alert Storm Team. Weather coverage you can count on.
At Pinch a Penny, for a limited time, fill a bag and save 10% on select products with purchase of our reusable bag, just $1.99. And get up to $250 on automatic pool cleaners, pumps, and salt systems. Only at your neighborhood Pinch a Penny. The perfect people for a perfect pool.
As CEO of Duck Commander, I'm a busy guy. That's why I got myself a Dixie Chopper, world's fastest lawnmower. You want to know how fast? By the time this duck hits the ground, I'll be done. Now that's one fast mower.
Visit CMAX Services in Fairhope today, your authorized Dixie chopper dealer.
Behold the beauty of Cheddar Falls, only at Golden Corral. Everything is better with cheddar, like crispy fried raviolis, golden brown corn dogs, crispy potato wedges, and more. All part of the endless buffet, only at Golden Corral.
To make Mobile more of a destination city, Mayor Sandy Stimpson is putting $150,000 into the Botanical Gardens. The money comes from the Capital Improvement Plan. Improvements include drainage, fencing, pedestrian walkways, and other cosmetics. Folks I talked with today are looking forward to the updates.
It's great. I think they ought to take it over to the park side also, and the lakes.
It's worth it. It's worth the return because more and more people will come out here.
Oh, it's beautiful. It really is.
The improvements will take place sometime this year. Looking now at news in education, the rebuilding process continues at Murphy High School following the tornado destruction in 2012. This past week, they reopened their band room and held a dedication ceremony. The new 8,000 square foot facility features 2 rehearsal halls, a music library, and offices for the teachers. The total project had a price tag of $1.2 million. The facility is called the Coleman Swingle Band Room after some Mobile music legends, E.B. Coleman and Ira Ebb Swingle and Ward Swingle. Staying at Murphy, a one-of-its-kind program just wrapped up a very successful first year. It's a dual enrollment program that allows students to enroll in the University of Alabama early, college, and obtain credit hours during their high school career.
Murphy has a great support system in place, and we also have a strong infrastructure in place at the University of Alabama. We really work in tandem to ensure that students are performing well academically, but students also have an opportunity to be able to earn that college credit ahead of time.
With the early college program, it really lets you take a hold of what you're interested in and really lets you shape the pathway you want to make rather than being set in what's provided for you.
50 students participated this year, and they earned over 350 college credit hours.
Now, Thomas Geboy with your first alert weather.
Well, it's turned out to be an absolutely beautiful weekend. These guys on the Mobile River have the right idea. This is coming from our Gulf Quest Maritime Museum camera. So you can see people out there enjoying some fishing, and quite jealous of them. That would be quite nice to do today. And if you don't have any plans throughout the next couple of days, well, you're going to expect more sunshine, the beautiful conditions that we saw today. We got rid of the humidity that we had on Saturday, and that's going to continue to at least start the work week. So that's why we'll see more comfortable conditions at least through the first half of the upcoming work week, and then we'll stay dry all the way through Tuesday. Then we'll introduce slight rain chances by the time we start the Wednesday. We'll talk about that more in just a second, though. Temperatures today a little bit cooler than what we saw yesterday. We saw our high temperatures yesterday get up into the mid and upper 80s. Right now sitting at 82 in Mobile, 81 Gulf Shores, 83 in Pensacola, and 86 degrees over in Destin, while in Gulfport sitting at 80 degrees. So everyone sitting right around the 80-degree mark instead of seeing temperatures into the mid-80s. And then when you factor that with dew point temperatures that are into the upper 50s, that's much nicer, because yesterday we were talking about dew point temperatures in Gulf Shores and Pensacola into the lower 70s. So quite a big change, just making it feel just a little bit better. And dew point is the measure of water in the atmosphere. When you get 50s, it's nice and comfortable. 60s a little bit humid, then 70s, like I said, you get to that uncomfortable level. But the 24-hour dew point temperature change, you could see about a 20-degree difference in Pensacola. So especially through the northwestern Florida panhandle, you can see that for the most part, we always saw those dew point temperatures go down, which is making things feel much nicer. Reason for that, cold front that was across the Gulf of Mexico yesterday continues to push to the south. That's why we're seeing all that cool and dry air continuing to move in, and that'll continue to push south. And closest rain showers at least a couple hundred miles offshore, so we won't have to worry about that into the near future. So as we put things in motion through your Futurecast notice, we'll keep these northerly winds at least through this evening, and then by the time we get to tomorrow, still nice and dry. Won't have to worry about anything. Monday, almost a carbon copy of what we had today. Just our high temperature is going to be a little bit warmer than what we saw, but staying nice and dry all the way through Tuesday as well. But that's when we'll reintroduce that southerly flow, and by Wednesday we might have some fog in the morning, and that's when the humidity will finally begin to return. But if you're headed to the beach tonight to take in the last evening of Hangout Fest, expect temperatures in the 70s, nice and comfortable. But if you're headed to the beach tomorrow, like we saw at the top of the show, Going to see a very nice day once again, plenty of sunshine. Northeast winds then switching to the south later on from 8 to 13 knots, but still a pretty nice day, especially if you're headed down to the beach. Tonight's forecast 60 degrees, a little bit cooler inland. We'll see those temperatures in the upper 50s, so nice and comfortable, a couple degrees below average where we should be for this time of year. Tomorrow's forecast high of 87 degrees, so a little bit warmer than what we saw today. But if you have any questions about the forecast, make sure you tune into Facebook Live tonight at 8:45. We'll be answering any of your weather questions, so make sure you follow WKRG Thomas Gieboy. But the next couple of days, warm, but we're staying nice and dry. Slight chance of rain starting on Wednesday, and we keep a slight chance of rain all the way through the work week.
All right, thanks, Thomas. Starting tomorrow, we're taking a special look at the Zika virus and the potential impact on the Gulf Coast. Here's News 5's Emily DeVoe with a preview of what you can expect.
I'm News 5's Emily DeVoe. All next week, we're diving into the likelihood of a Zika outbreak on the Gulf Coast.
It's likely that we will see some transmission in our area sometime in the future.
It's a story so important. We have Peter Albrecht, Bill Riles, Jacqueline Quinn, and myself working to answer your questions, like who's at risk.
You still may carry the virus and be a risk to someone else for a couple of months.
What's being done locally to prepare.
We have to go door to door, advising people about personal protection.
And why the conditions along the coast make for the perfect storm if there's ever an outbreak.
I hate to say it, but I think Mobile is probably at the greatest risk.
Right now, I do not think we're prepared.
Don't miss Fight the Bite, a News 5's health alert every night next week.
Coming up, the Bay Bears in town this weekend for a series with the Braves, but can they get the Winds to move up in the standings? That answer coming up. And coming up tonight on 60 Minutes, Norah O'Donnell profiles one of the most powerful women in the White House, Senior Advisor Valerie Jarrett.
So that means you're going to have two presidents in the same city, the former president, Barack Obama, and whoever is elected the new president. How is that going to work?
President Obama will be the former president, and he'll be a citizen just like everybody else, and he'll behave accordingly. Of that I'm sure.
Meaning what?
One of the things that I would compliment President Bush for is, and not just President Bush, but several members of his team as well, who've said to me, we had our 8 years, and now we owe you our silence. And I think that's just the way the president will behave in terms of Washington. But does that mean that he has a platform on which he can do great good around our country and around the world? Sure, but he will leave being the president to the new president.
That's 60 Minutes tonight at 6 o'clock, only on WKRG News 5.
Celebrate the red, white, and you at IP Casino Resort Spa. In the $100,000 Cars and Stripes giveaway, you could win an Acura TLX May 27th, a Cadillac ATS May 28th, or a share of 20,000 slot dollars. Earn entries in May. Get 25 times your entries May 26th, 10 times May 27th, and 5 times May 28th.
IP Casino Resort and Spa. It's fun for everyone.
The sun will come out tomorrow.
For people with heart failure, tomorrow is not a given. But Entresto is a medicine that helps make more tomorrows possible.
Tomorrow, tomorrow.
I love you. Tomorrow.
In the largest heart failure study ever, Entresto helped more people stay alive and out of the hospital than a leading heart failure medicine. Women who are pregnant must not take Entresto. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or Aliskiren. If you've had angioedema while taking an ACE or ARB medicine, don't take Entresto. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high potassium in your blood.
Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow.
Ask your heart doctor about Entresto and help make tomorrow possible.
So here's the deal. Every mechanic knows cars, but a Mopar mechanic knows your car. Because our training, our tools, our parts, and your vehicle all come from the same place. Now that's a big deal. It means no one is more trusted to get the job done right and done fast. Now get a semi-synthetic oil change, tire rotation, and multi-point inspection for just $39.95 or triple this deal for $99.95 at your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership.
When is 15 less than 10? Right now at Ruby Tuesday. 15 favorites under $10 each. Choose our new loaded half-pound smokehouse burger, under $10. Fresh grilled chicken Caesar salad, under $10. Delicious flatbreads, tenders, or endless garden bar. More is less at Ruby Tuesday.
Stay cozy with Train equipment from the professionals at Baldwin Heating and Air Conditioning.
Now, News 5 Sports.
The Bay Bears are home this weekend for a 5-game series with the Mississippi Braves. Mobile won the first 2 of the series by 5 runs each, but last night in Game 3, the Bay Bears were blown out early by the Braves, and the Bay Bears just never made it up. They lost 10-3. In Game 4, oh, I'm so sorry. That is correct. They're tied 10-2. They're tied right now. In Game 4 this afternoon, it was a low-scoring affair, but the Bay Bears, again, are tied, and Game 5 and series decider is tomorrow evening. In college baseball, the regular season is over for South Alabama, and they ended it with a series decider versus their rival Troy yesterday. And after a huge 5th inning by the Trojans, the Jags were blown out in their final game. They lose 8-0. Up next for the 23rd ranked team in the country, the Sun Belt Tournament starts on Wednesday in San Marcos, Texas. It was an interesting race last night in Charlotte. NASCAR installed a new format for the All-Star race to increase passing in the final laps, and they got just that. Joey Logano outmaneuvered Kyle Larson with 2 laps to take the lead and the win, which meant a $1 million purse. Many racers criticized the new format, which split the 100-lap race into 2 50-lap segments. Tony Stewart called it the dumbest thing he had ever been a part of. Well, if you missed the top of the newscast, Mobile City Council member C.J. Small has been shot in the face while on a trip in South Africa. It's a developing story, and the News 5 team is working on gathering more information. What we do know is that Small was on a tour bus in Johannesburg, South Africa, when it was ambushed. Small was shot in the face during the robbery. He remains in stable condition at a South African hospital. They are now awaiting word on when he can travel back to the U.S. And our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family right now.
Yeah, that's a tough situation, so thoughts and prayers out to him.
Absolutely. So, pretty much sunshine for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, make sure you rock the shades the next couple of days. Enjoy it. We're going to continue to see nice and comfortable conditions tonight, 60 degrees, tomorrow up to 87. Just going to be warm outside, but the humidity staying nice and low, but then slight rain chances come back by Wednesday.
All right, thanks so much for joining us today. We'll see you back here at 10.